Namo Adidafa. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The first mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I'm determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking, or in my way of life. For our Dharma lessons, we're now reading Everything We Do Matters by the Venerable Wuling, and we're continuing today in the first chapter, which is also called Everything We Do Matters. The Buddha told us not to harm others. How do we accomplish this? Morality. Do to others as you would have them do to you. The Buddha expressed the same idea when he said, do not hurt others with that which hurts yourself. Muhammad said, none of you is a believer until you love for your neighbor what you love for yourself. Hillel said, what is hateful to you, do not do to others. Confucius said, what you do not wish for yourself, you do not do to others. If you would not want someone to lie to you, do not lie to others. If you would be unhappy if someone took something from you, then do not take anything without the owner's permission. If you would be upset if someone spoke harshly to you, then do not speak harshly to others. The reality is that there is little we can do to quickly and easily bring about change on a global scale, but there is a great deal that each of us can do and must do to change ourselves. The only way to achieve world peace is to create peace within each of us. If there are fires to the north, south, east, and west of us, do not expect to avoid getting burned. A person surrounded by fire will suffer. If we want a harmonious society, we must create harmony in our family, in our workplace, and in our communities. Instead of being consumed by the fire of our craving and anger, we need to create peace. When we hear such words, we are moved and we nod our heads in agreement. Treating others as we want to be treated sounds wonderful. These truthful words fall like raindrops on hearts that are thirsting for gentleness and serenity. They fill us with joy. But the minute we stop focusing on the words, we forget. So quickly the awareness and joy fade as we are pulled back into everyday concerns. Perhaps this will happen even as we drive home today. How easy it will be to slip back into selfishness and forget to treat the other person on the road as we wish to be treated. How readily we will make a thoughtless remark about someone and inadvertently pollute our mind and the minds of those with us. Forgetting that we do not want others injecting their harsh words into our peaceful thoughts, we will carelessly intrude on the peaceful thoughts of others. To practice not harming others, we need concentration, the ability to focus on our chosen task. To not harm others, and thus not harm ourselves, we need to focus on what we are thinking and on what we are about to do. But we rarely do either mindfully. There are far too many distractions around us. There's so much we want to learn, so many toys we want to possess, so many experiences we want to have. We want. Our desires pull us first in one direction and then almost immediately in another. What we wanted so urgently last year, we want to replace this year. We are pulled by our cravings, so we remain prisoners of our own attachments and aversions. Little wonder we cannot concentrate. But learn to concentrate we must. Unless we learn to be masters of our minds, we will continue to be slaves to our emotions. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Adida Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.